Ever since Nike took over the MLB license in 2020, they've gotten plenty of flack from fans who will shout from the top of their lungs that the Majestic jerseys are better. Frankly, more so this year with the changes made, leaving both fans and players unhappy. And of course, most of the time if you see someone repping a baseball jersey, it's typically a base level replica jersey due to how much more affordable they are than the one level up, top dollar, authentic jerseys, but still not exactly cheap. And if you were to compare, I don't know, a first generation Nike replica from 2020 to last year to a third generation Majestic replica from 2016 to 2019, or Cool Base as I'll continue to call it, it's the same thing even down to both being made by Fanatics. And it was just a continuation from the second generation of Majestic replica jerseys, which debuted at the beginning of the 2010s, distinguished by having the corresponding team logo on the Jock Tag, whereas the Cool Base jerseys just say Cool Base. First generation Majestic replicas from the 2000s are distinguished by this Jock Tag. This is real good stuff, at least in my eyes. But why is that? Well, for me, it's the logos. This was back when replica jerseys had multi-layered embroidered logos stitched onto the jersey, whereas the second generation replicas started having the logos and names printed on separate patches. Still stitched on, but it's not the same feeling. I guess they were taking a hint from NBA swingman jerseys. If you wanted a jersey during the second generation, Cool Base or even Nike, you used to step up to an authentic, which used to be over $200, but nowadays are over $300. But with the new Fanatics/Nike second generation jerseys, authentics no longer have embroidered details and they still charge an arm and a leg. Ridiculous! That's just absurd, and paying that much for a jersey in general is way out of my price range, as I'm sure it is with most people out there. And on sites like eBay or Facebook Marketplace, you'll see plenty of second generation and even Cool Base Majestic replicas with scratched or faded graphics like a trashed swingman. It just holds up better over time when the details are actually there and not printed on. Though there are ways to remedy this, like using paint to fix the screen printed graphic, as well as taking care of your jerseys in general. I should know. Depending on your team and which design you like most, blanks of these are relatively cheap, but at least in my experience, the main home and road jerseys are easier to obtain than alternates are. I'd also personally recommend getting blanks, as customization for baseball jerseys 15 to 20 years ago wasn't as sophisticated as they are today. Nowadays you can get team accurate fonts, but back then, unless you were the Yankees or Tigers, the name and number on the back of your jersey would be a plain, not outlined generic blot font, which the majority of teams don't use. Even as a kid I didn't like that. Plus, even today if you get a jersey with a name on it and it's supposed to have numbers on the front, you won't get front numbers. Yeah, just customize it yourself. I'd also recommend tracking down sleeve patches, since up until the Nike era, replicas didn't come with sleeve patches. Remember that if you're a stickler about on-field accuracy. And if you're wondering what I plan to turn these into, here they are. I'd also like to get the other generations of Majestic jerseys and even Nike to turn into more players, though it'll be a long time before that happens. If there was any downside to getting these older Majestic replicas besides a limited range of styles and availability, it's the fabric. No, it's not cheap or anything like the new ones, but this is a thick fabric that will make you sweat like a pig during the summertime. It's not the most breathable material. Now, if you plan to go to cold games early or late in the season, these will do fine. But generally speaking, in summertime, unless your team has a roof and it's closed that day, later Majestic replicas and even the Nike replicas are lighter and should be more breathable for that summer heat. It just sucks that if you want embroidered logos and more breathable fabric, you gotta somehow track down an authentic second gen Cool Base or first gen Nike. I also understand why these fully embroidered logos aren't on replicas anymore. These were phased out after the 2008 recession, probably due to how much they cost Majestic to make at the price point they were aiming for, and to give customers more of an incentive to splurge on authentic jerseys. Now that sounds a little slimy and makes you want to go for a fake jersey to save a couple bucks, but that's the reality of things. I don't make the rules. Keep in mind that I'm just guessing. You'll probably see these jerseys again the day I finally get around to customizing them. It's just time and resources holding me back. So like always, be sure to leave a comment, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you all later.